mean, it's an open pit mine. It's about 1 kilometer from the main provincial roads. It's right near our processing plant, about 50 kilometers away. It's near Deep Sea Port, about 50, 70 kilometers away as well. It's near Intermodal Station, about 50 to 60 kilometers away. So we're very close to everything. There shouldn't be too many surprises on the site. It's very close to hydro, very close to workforce, industrial workforce. It's within the Rio Tinto footprint in that area.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is John Passalacqua. He is the CEO of First Phosphate. And John, great to see you again. How are you?
Yeah, great, Steve. Nice to see you.
Yeah, so the company out with news today that you filed your technical report. It's a requirement, obviously, because you've filed your preliminary economic assessment. So the technical report usually follows after that, and I guess this is just another endorsement of what you saw in the PEA. So let's take a step back and just remind everyone about the project you're working on and the significance of it. And then we'll sort of talk about some of the numbers.
So we have an igneous phosphate deposit in the Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean region of Quebec, 2 hours north of Quebec City, that's meant to, extract the purest form of phosphate that you can find in the world in hard rock, and which can then be converted into purified phosphoric acid for making LFP cathode active material, which is, the precursor for LFP battery. So very important in terms of electrification.
So, John, let's talk about some of the numbers within this technical report. It shows obviously a robust report. The numbers are very positive and strong, and you're pretty happy with them, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. By normal standards, I mean, there's a $2.1 billion NPV. IRR is 37%. Another really important one that people look at in terms of capex is the payback period, 2.9 years. So all of these are very, very good numbers by any kind of mining standards. But there's also things that, if you go behind the scenes, you look into the mining, and you got to look at it sort of from an intuitive perspective. I mean, it's an open pit mine. It's about 1 kilometer from the main provincial roads. It's right near our processing plant, about 50 kilometers away. It's near Deep Sea Port, about 50, 70 kilometers away as well. It's near Intermodal Station, about 50 to 60 kilometers away. So we're very close to everything. There shouldn't be too many surprises on the site. It's very close to hydro, very close to workforce, industrial workforce. It's within the Rio Tinto footprint in that area where they make the aluminum. So there's the technical resources are there. All of that stuff and it's the project's inside of the valley. It's not in the mountains. So it's a great PA. It's a very strong PA, but it's one that there's no potential sort of surprises. As far as the big issue items, there's no new infrastructure to build. It's all there. What's even more interesting is, when you look at this in terms of electrification, there's 900,000 tons of phosphate material, phosphate concentrate that would be produced per annum for 23 years. Just to give you an idea of how much that can make in terms of LFP cathode active material, that can make 350 gigawatt hours of LFP batteries. 350 gigawatt hours of LFP battery. Do you know what that is? That would electrify 50% of all the cars being produced in North America per annum. That's Canada, US, Mexico, about 12 million cars being produced per annum. Half of those could be electrified using this phosphate. And it's made in a green format, in that the phosphate's very pure. The gypsum that comes out of it when you purify the phosphate is pure as well. And so it's on a very, very green footprint as well, which is fantastic for North America. It gives us the independence on LFP technology, which, as you know, is now in a contested state with the US-China relations as well. China's put an export restriction on LFP and LFP technology and anything related to LFP. So we have that built here at home. We've been building this, quietly, humbly for the past 2-3 years. And now, wow, you really see the fruits of our labor in that PEA and what this potential could be for North America.
Yeah, and you're also having strong support from local government and federal government as well.
Yeah, we've been given major project status in the region of Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. We have a very strong collaboration agreement with our Indigenous group in the region, the Mustayash community, and they've stated that they're looking to invest deeply into the project, and we're working through those details with them right now. And we've also received some small subsidies for some research work from the Quebec government. And so we're very good on all levels of government. We're very well respected in the area. We try to really manage our local acceptability. We're a small to medium-sized project. because we're just making it for the battery. We don't need all this phosphate for fertilizer fields. So we're using it just for the battery. So we have a small, medium-sized project, easy to do, very well accepted in the local municipality, and working very hard locally to show the job promotion that this can do. That whole area of Quebec has aluminum, and it's got forestry. Forestry is going through a real tough time right now. So this would be a great replacement industry and one that's green for the future.
Yeah. And lastly, John, just talk about 2025. What's sort of some of the catalysts that people should be aware of for the project and for the company this year?
So, if you've seen the company's done a lot of MOUs over the last 2 years. All those MOUs are starting to go definitive, many of them. So you'll see some of that. And then also, we're working towards our next step, which is our feasibility study. We're just doing internal pre-feas considerations right now, and then we're going to jump directly into a feasibility study. And we're hoping to see a product, a mining product here by 2029. It's very aggressive timeline, and it requires everything going right. So far, so good, and we just have to keep it that way. But yeah, we're gearing up towards feasibility study, permitting, and eventually getting a mine built out here.
All right, John, we'll leave it there. It all starts, of course, with that PA and the technical report, which is now filed. I appreciate your time. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, there's John Passalacqua, the CEO of First Phosphate.